When the students walked into the classroom, they saw a big poster on the board. That's all that mattered. There was a big poster, and it was on the board. It had a large circle divided into 3 parts, and it had poorly drawn pictures of Pokemon on it. When the bell rang, Skull swung open the door and shouted, "Good morning, future Pokemon trainers!" For the past semester, he'd been trying to make his entrances funner, but that only made him look weirder, especially since funner wasn't a word. When he got to the board, Skull said, "I bet you're wondering why this wonderful baby is up here. It's the weakness wheel. It's a helpful device that will help you remember that electric types are weak to ground types are weak to flying types, and flying types are weak to electric types. I know I've already gone over type advantages, but I thought this would help on our lessons on ground and flying types. Now, let me explain. This," he pointed at a poorly drawn picture of a Jolteon, "is a Jolteon. It is an electric type. Electric types are weak to ground type attacks from ground type Pokemon such as Diglett. Ground type Pokemon are weak to flying type attacks from flying type Pokemon such as Inkay." "Excuse me?" Janelle raised her hand. "Yes?" "Inkay's a dark type." "It's a flying type to me!" Skull yelled. "You can't just put labels on things!" He grabbed a pencil from his desk drawer and wrote Pidgey on it in big, bold letters with a pencil. "It's a Pidgey now, you happy?" "As I was saying," Skull continued, "flying types are weak to electric type attacks from electric type Pokemon such as Jolteon. That's all for the weakness wheel." He tore the poster off the board and tossed it to the side. "Now let's take a closer look at each of the individual types, starting with electric." "Excuse me," Julius raised his hand. "What?" Skull huffed. "You've already had the lecture on electric types." "Most of you have," Skull said, "but Amber hasn't. The headmistress gave her the makeup work for normal types." A number of the students groaned. "Okay, we'll skip the electric type lecture," Skull said. Then he whispered to Amber, "Come see me after class." "Let's just move on to ground types," Skull continued. "Ground type Pokemon are Pokemon that are predominantly earth-based in attacks, such as Mudshot, Mudslide. Dang it, these other 2 are rock type attacks. They are predominantly brown in color." Most of the students were looking sleepy. "Hey, I'm trying to make this as unboring as possible," Skull told them. Unfortunately, that didn't work, considering that unboring wasn't a word either. When Skull looked up from his lecture, literally everyone was asleep. A complete wipeout that had happened since that breeder lady came to talk. It was 11 o'clock. The lunch bell didn't ring until noon, so Skull had an hour to do whatever he wanted. He started by finishing that fishing story he started a couple weeks ago. "Jack, the mark of a true Pokemon trainer is good timing. You need to wake up on time on your 10th birthday to get your desired starter. You need to wait for the right time to catch a Pokemon. You need to register for the league tournament before the deadline. They don't have those every day. You need to find the right moment to reel it in. I actually slept late on my 10th birthday and got a Heliop tile for a starter, but that Heliop tile wound up becoming my best friend. So the moral of the story is, sometimes okay to be late." Skull talked and did whatever until the lunch bell rang at noon. The students slowly lifted their heads, looked around, and realized it was noon, and then packed up their things and left. Amber was last to leave. "Amber!" Skull called. Amber replied. "What about the electric type lecture?" "It's lunch," Amber said. "How about this afternoon?" She stepped out the door. That was his girl.